Namaste. My name is Haliwa Kastora and I'm a certified Iyengar yoga teacher. I live, teach, and practice in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and today we're practicing a series of yoga asanas, postures, that have two straight legs with one hip in flexion and one hip in extension. We're going to do that standing up, and then we're going to do it lying down. Okay, so this is a preparation for that work. It's called Uttanasana. Uttanu means, ut means intense, and tanu means thinning or stretching. So we're going to thin out our hamstrings in this pose. It starts in Tadasana, and what I want you to see in this Tadasana is how my elbows are slightly bent, and that's because I do a lot of texting and typing and cooking, so I'm contracting my biceps often and not contracting my triceps, which extend my elbows nearly enough. And my thighs and pelvis are forward from my feet. So in this Tadasana, watch how I raise my toes up, and that starts to shift the weight back towards my heels. Did you see that? Okay, so I want you to try that. And now, once I bring some of the weight back into my heels, I'm going to roll my shoulders back and extend from my upper arms all the way down into my fingernails. So I'm even thinking from the bed of the fingernail, near the cuticle, can I lengthen my fingers towards the tips of my fingers? And then I take my hands back slightly so that can you see now that my feet are forward from the rest of my body, but my arms are back behind me. So this is Tadasana. From Tadasana, keeping the thighs lifting up and the tops of the thighs moving back towards the hamstrings and away from the quadriceps, raise your arms up to Urdhva-hastasana. From Urdhva-hastasana, extend the sides of the waist up towards the fingernails, and with your next exhalation, keep the top of the thighs pressing back and the trunk extending forward as you come to Uttanasana. Okay, now in this Uttanasana, you're going to reach around and grab your heels. See how I don't have my fingers on my ankles? I'm going to turn my upper arms from the inside out and reach for my heels, my ankles with my thumbs and my fingers. And now watch, with an inhalation, you're going to push your hands forward into your heels. And do you see how that extends the front of my spine forward? Okay, make sure that's doing that same thing for you, that you don't have any part of the front of the spine moving back towards the thighs, that the anterior or the front of your spine is extending from the pubic bone region to the navel, to the bottom of the sternum, to the top of the sternum, to the chin, forward towards the wall in front of you. Now pull on your heels and your ankles at the same time that you're pushing your hands into them so that the front of the spine continues to extend forward as it comes backward towards your legs. And then with an inhalation, extend the front of the spine again, press your heels down, and lift from the pubic bone to come up. Okay, so that's Uttanasana, and we're going to do a variation of it with the legs on blocks. And I want you to see if you can see a difference in my legs between, especially around the knee joint, between Uttanasana without the blocks and Uttanasana on the blocks. So I'm taking two blocks, placing them right next to each other and on the mat. Okay, I perform Tadasana again, bringing the pelvis upright and on top top of the heels and the arms extending downward from the shoulders, which are behind you, not in front of you. Right? So the feet are in front and the arms are in the back. Okay, now just as you did before with an inhalation, extend your spine forward by watch. I push my hands into my heels, and that pulls the front of my spine, the anterior, forward. And as I bend my elbows out to the sides, I keep extending the front of the spine, elongating the front of the spine as I bring my spine closer, the front of my spine closer to my legs. Look at the area around the knees. See if you can see a difference. And see if you can feel the difference in your own knees. Okay. Now we're going to practice a second variation of Uttanasana, and it's called Parsva, or sides. These are the flanks, or the sides, Uttanasana. So you're going to lengthen each one of these flanks at a time from Tadasana, come to Uttanasana. And you see I have some space, just a few inches of space between my feet because I have thin legs. Okay? So I'm going to just leave a little bit of room so that my ankles, my knees, and my hips are in one line. Okay, now watch, I'm doing the same action of elongating the front of the spine as I pull it down, my trunk down, towards the floor. And I'm imagining I have those bricks under my feet to sharpen the action of straightening the knees. As I press the heels down and lift the quadriceps up, I move the knees back. Okay, now from here, watch, I'm going to hold just with my left hand on my left ankle and heel, take my right hand to the side. Okay, now, this outer thigh of the right leg is going to draw up, and this outer thigh of the left leg is going to move down as I take the whole left side of my trunk with an exhalation over my right leg. Again, I can't let that right thigh drop down. See what happens, how the hips sway when I do that? So I have to press the inner edge of the right foot down and draw the outer right foot thigh up. Move the outer left foot down towards the floor and pull on that left ankle. And then come back to the center, do Uttanasana again. Now to go to the other side, it's this left outer thigh that's going to draw up. And the outer right thigh will move down. So you're going to press down from your outer right hip to your outer right ankle, and lift up from your from your left ankle to your left hip at the same time. And with your next exhalation, bring the whole right side of the front of your body down towards your left leg, and then come back to the center. And back to Uttanasana. Okay, we're going to repeat that, Parsva Uttanasana, but this time we're going to have one leg forward, take one leg forward, and one leg backward, okay? So the pose will resemble Pasrvottanasana, which is intense stretch of the sides pose, or the flanks. Okay, so from Tadasana, Padangusthasana, I come to Parsva Uttanasana over the right leg. And remember, it's this outer right thigh that's lifting up, and this outer left thigh that's moving down. As I take the left side of my spine, it's really the whole left side of the front of my trunk towards my right leg. Okay, now see how I take my left hand to the floor, step back with my left foot, 3.5 to 4 feet, and now I put both hands on the floor. Okay, now watch, I'm going to reach around and grab my right ankle, and see how as I pull on my right outer ankle with my left hand that draws my outer right hip in towards the median line. Do you see that? And I'm lifting that outer right thigh up and reaching down from my outer left hip to my ankle as I turn the left side of my trunk to the right and take it over my right leg. Now come forward, and then with your left leg, step back with your right. And again, watch how, as I pull on my left ankle with my right hand, that draws my outer right hip in. I have to press the inner edge of my right foot down to do that. The outer right thigh lifts up, and from my left hip, and from my right hip, I'm reaching down into my right ankle. And at the same time, with an exhalation, I take the whole right side of my torso over my left leg, while maintaining the full stretch of my knees. And then step forward to Uttanasana. And lift from the pubic bone to inhale and come up. Okay, we're going to do the same thing, lying down in Supta, Padangusthasana, stage 1. Reclining foot big toe pose. So you're going to either use a belt for this pose, or you're going to hold the foot. Okay? So I'm going to turn around this way and show you the pose. This pose has 2 straight legs, just like our other poses. And I'm going to lift my buttocks up and tuck my shoulder blades into my back body, and then bring my sacrum back down to the floor and extend my left knee and hip. Okay. So you're welcome to use a belt for this pose. This is a variation of the pose. So I want you to see how the right leg has a tendency to cross over because the left hand kind of pulls on it. So I'm going to pull with my right hand. Do you see that? A little bit more over to the right so that my right ankle, knee, and hip are all in one line. If you can hold the foot and do that, your left hand's going to cross over the median line and arm so that your right leg stays in its track, right? It doesn't cross over. And then do the same thing on the other side, again, using the belt, or crossing that right arm over to reach the left foot. Did you see that little shift over to the right that my left leg wanted to make? And I had to say no by drawing this outer left hip down towards the floor, and pulling a little bit more with my left hand. Okay, now to add in that twisting action, watch what we're going to do next. So if you have a lot of restriction in your hamstrings and you're using the belt for this pose so that your hands are, maybe 12 to 18 inches away or more from your heel. If your heel is not higher up or further away from the wall in front of you than your buttock bone, then you're just going to stay here and repeat the pose. But those of you that are using the belt, you just have like maybe 6 inches of belt or less between your hands and your feet, or if you're holding your foot with your hands, you're going to repeat what we just did, keeping the right leg in its track, and then watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm reaching up from the calf to the heel and moving that outer right thigh down at the same time that I move the right patella or kneecap into the back of the knee. So the left leg stays fully extended. The knee is an extension. The hip is in flexion. Okay, now watch. Here's where I get that little twisting action. I'm going to move the left side of my torso, the front of my torso, towards my right leg. Not pull my right leg across. I'm going to bring my trunk to my leg. And then I use my hands to bring my leg towards my trunk. So to do on the other side, I'm going to turn around so you can see. Now remember, even though you're not going to be able to see from this angle, I'm not letting my left leg cross over that median line. Okay, watch my right leg. See how I extend from the calf to the heel and move the back of the knee down towards the floor. And the way that I do that is I take my kneecap and press it towards the back of my knee. Okay, keeping my left leg over on the left side where it belongs. I'm going to draw this outer left thigh down and simultaneously raise the calf up towards the heel. And then I go to both kneecaps and I move them deep into the back of the knee. And from here, keeping my left leg in its own space. I raise my trunk to my leg, and then I use the clasp of my hands on my foot and the work of my arms to bring my leg towards my head, keeping those knees fully extended. Namaste.